Are you thinking about venturing into agriculture? Wait, here are 3 things I wish I knew before I ventured into this space. So ensure that you watch this video so that you can learn and then you run away from these mistakes even as you start the agricultural journey.
Joshua Joseph.
So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things I wish I knew before I ventured into agricultural business. 3 mistakes that I shouldn't have made, which you should watch out for so that you don't make these mistakes. And the first one is that using debt to start your business. That's a very risky thing to do. Of course, everybody knows this on paper, in theory, that yes, don't use debt to start your business because anything can happen. But the truth of the matter is that you are somebody, when you're starting business, you are really somebody who can be very delusional. You can have this self-delusion. You think when another person says he wants to start his business and then he says he wants to use debt, you'll be like, no. But for yourself, you'll be like,
yes, I know I can use this debt. I can profit, but I know the kind of idea that I have, and then I'm a very important and a very smart business person, different from this other person.
No. Using debt to start can be really difficult. And one big reason is because you're just starting. You don't know. You've not tested the waters. You understand? You've not tested these waters, and then you don't really know what's going to happen in the future, right? And you're not learned enough. It's not on theory, and until you do something like that, you may never ever you may just be desperate. You have that idea, you feel like that idea is going to pop up, you feel that idea is going to break through. But when you look at the way things work, you just need to be very careful, because anything can happen to anybody. Any business, no matter how legit it is, no matter how guaranteed you are, can always have an issue, right? So I wish I didn't use debt to start my business. I used debt, lots of it, to start my business. If you're someone who is credible and you are somebody who can take risk, you have that risk tolerance, it can be very dangerous for you, because you just get this money so easily and then invest it in a new business that you're starting, and before you know, it may go well at first and then something just happens and then you're out of the market. So there are different alternatives to use. You can use suppliers credits. You can use suppliers credit. You can save up money. You understand? You can speak to family and friends, right? But using debt to start can be really difficult, and then you just need to watch out against it. Another mistake that I made, I regretted, was like getting into that market and not really interacting with that market. You get into a market, you need to interact. Every market is different. I've been learning this business before under somebody, but it's a different terrain, it's a different environment totally. And when I started my own business, I just ventured into it. I just got people who were there and I said, do this thing for me. I got some laborers, I said, do this thing. But everybody was looking for how to make money their own way. You understand? And trying to make money their own way, they had to cut me short. You understand? So I just felt like that was a normal thing to do, but that was very abnormal, and it was just rip off, like Portable would say. So that was just the way it is. It's just like total rip off. So I lost money in the beginning. I used debts and lost money, so that was double losses. So the third thing that I wish I knew when I started this business, when I started agricultural business, is I wish I knew myself better. You feel you know yourself, but it's when you start some things like this, you begin to see that I don't know myself at all. I just wish that I knew myself more, because when I started, I was like, we can do this. You read everything you needed to read. You've interacted with people you needed to interact with. You understand this game. Just go for it. You understand? But I didn't know myself. I'm somebody who is very kind, who can be kind, who wants to be fair. You understand? Vusi Thembekwayo talks about this. He talks about a founder can be different from an entrepreneur or even a CEO. You understand? A founder is somebody who just has the idea, has the vision and everything like that, but he wants everything to be fair. He doesn't expect to be treated wrongly. He expects the business to be a level playing ground.
Many founders aren't entrepreneurs though.
How?
Because being an entrepreneur is about having it's not a skill thing. It's a gut thing. A good entrepreneur will have the ability to intuit. They'll have the aggressive nature to drive into a market because they're operating a small entity, often against much bigger competitors. They will have a cutthroat, ruthless nature about them, which is necessary to succeed. Because if they play fair, then they're not going to succeed because the marketplace isn't fair to them. If I'm a small company challenging bigger companies, I can't play fair. If David went up to Goliath and faced him wearing a sword, he would have lost. He didn't do this. He played his game, not Goliath's game. The role of the entrepreneur is to figure out, well, how do I gain my unfair share? That takes a particular kind of person, and you either have that or you don't. Most founders, because they are vision-led, society-led, don't have that. And so when you hear people talk about co-founders, usually it's because there's the person who's like the vision and the driver, and then beneath them you'll find them deployed in the operations role or the finance role is the cutthroat person who's about get it done now and here are the terms and conditions. Then comes in the CEO at a later date whose role it is to take all of this, professionalize it, institutionalize it, and then either scale it or ready it for exit. These are three different periods in a business.
You understand? So that's the kind of person that I am. I just thought, like, you guys, you're supposed to know this. You're not supposed to do wickedness to me. You're not supposed to try to rip me off. You're not supposed to. But that's not how business is. Everybody's there for profit. Some people want to make profit. I believe that the only way to make profit is to tear you down. You understand? So you need to develop your founder spirit if you're a founder, and you also need to develop your entrepreneurial spirit. An entrepreneur and business is war. You understand? So that's what I'm working on myself. I'm working on how to be general and to be somebody who is really emotionally detached somehow. You understand? Not everybody should be treated fairly. You get what you deserve, and it's not about changing your personality. It's just about understanding that this is the way the world is, and you have to be very careful. Just like I spoke in one of my previous videos, if you watch it up, you see I talked about prevention is better than cure. So you need to really know that instead of this guy to beat me, I have to make sure that it's difficult for him to beat me. And as such, if I don't want this guy to beat me, I have to study more. I have to be ruthless. That's just the way it is. You have to be ruthless in trying to get this profit. Don't be wicked. But when you just know that somebody can be wicked to you and do your best to guard against that, that's just how it works. If you're going to make your own mistakes, no matter how many mistakes I share to you, you're still going to make your own mistakes. So because it's just like driving lessons, I'm telling you about the mistakes I made when I'm driving, that stepping on accelerator too much, I was not releasing my leg from the clutch at the right time. You're still going to do it. You understand? That's just how it is. There was a story about somebody a big businessman who gave some money to somebody to go into eventually, and the young man came back and said, "Sir, I blew this money. I just lost the money." He said, "Of course, I knew you were going to blow it." That's normal. You understand? No matter how you learn, you're going to make your mistakes. So it may be a different type of mistake, maybe the same mistake, but you just need to be very careful. So if you found value from this content, please make sure you like the video. Make sure you also subscribe so I can see more videos like this. I share about my agricultural journey, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that when videos like this come up, you'll be able to see them. If you're just coming to agriculture and looking for some businesses that you can start with as little as 100,000, 200,000 naira, I recommend this video for you to go and watch, and I'll see you in the next video.